Picture a stick figure sitting alone at night, staring at the ceiling. The day is over. Nothing is wrong right now in this room. And yet its mind is somewhere else entirely, running through 100 futures. What if the meeting goes badly? What if the money runs out? What if something happens to the people I love? None of these things are happening. But the figure feels every one of them, tonight, as if they were real. This is worry. It takes a quiet, safe present and fills it with imaginary disasters. And the saddest part is, most of those disasters will never arrive. Today, gently, let's learn how to worry a little less and live a little more. Worry is the mind trying to protect you. It runs ahead into the future, looking for danger, hoping that if it imagines every problem, it can keep you safe. But it does not keep you safe. It just makes you suffer the same fear again and again for things that usually never happen. So here are 7 calm truths about worry, with a small practice for each. The goal is not to never think about the future. The goal is to stop letting the future steal the only day you actually have. First, most of what you worry about never happens. Think back to the worries that filled your mind a year ago. Most of them you cannot even remember now. The disasters you were so sure about mostly never came. Studies that ask people to write down their worries find the same thing again and again. The large majority simply never happen. And of the few that do, most turn out smaller or more manageable than the terror we imagined. Worry is a storyteller, and it only tells horror stories. But it is a liar. It shows you vivid, terrible futures, and almost none of them ever come true. You have been frightened, over and over, by a mind that is mostly wrong. So try this. For 1 week, write down each worry as it comes, just a line in a notebook. Then, later, come back and check. How many actually happened? You will start to see, with your own eyes, that your worried mind is a poor fortune teller. And, slowly, you begin to trust its frightening stories a little less. Second, you cannot control the future. You can only act today. This is the old Stoic line drawn down the middle of life. On one side, the things you control, your effort, your choices, your next small action. On the other side, the things you do not control. What other people do, what tomorrow brings, how it all turns out. Worry lives entirely on the wrong side of that line. It stares at the uncontrollable future and tries to wrestle it. But you cannot prepare for tomorrow by suffering about it tonight. You prepare for tomorrow by doing what you can, today, and then letting the rest unfold. Do your part, and gently release the rest. So when a worry arrives, split it in 2. Ask, what part of this can I actually do something about? Do that one thing, however small. And the part you cannot control? Practice setting it down, like a heavy bag you do not have to carry. You can pick it up again tomorrow if you must. But for now, you may put it down. Third, worry is not the same as preparation. This is the trick that keeps us worrying. Worry feels useful. It feels like we are doing something important, solving the problem in advance. But notice the difference. Preparation is an action. You make the plan, you pack the bag, you save the money, and then you stop. Worry is a loop. It circles the same fear again and again, and it never finishes, and it never acts. Preparation makes you ready, and then it lets you rest. Worry just makes you tired. If your worrying is not leading to a clear action, then it is not protecting you. It is only hurting you. So the next time you are worrying, ask one honest question. Is there an action here, or am I just spinning? If there is an action, take it, and then let the worry go. If there is no action to take, then the worry has no job to do. Thank it for trying to protect you, and gently send it on its way. Fourth, come back to the present, because right now is usually fine. Here is something strange and powerful. Almost all of our suffering lives in the past or the future. The past we replay with regret. The future we rehearse with fear. But this exact moment, the one you are in right now, is usually okay. Right now, as you listen, you are most likely safe, warm enough, breathing. The terrible thing you fear is not in this room. It is a thought about another time. And you can step out of that thought, any time, simply by coming back to your senses. The future is where worry lives. The present is where peace is waiting. So when worry pulls you into the future, use your senses to come home. Name 5 things you can see right now. 4 things you can hear. Feel your own breath, going in and out. This is not magic, it is just attention, gently returning to the present, where the frightening future cannot follow. 5th, when a worry will not leave, do not run from it, walk straight into it. We think avoiding a fear makes it smaller, but it makes it bigger. So try the opposite. Take the worry and finish the sentence it keeps starting. What is the worst that could really happen? Picture it clearly, and then keep going. If that happened, what would I actually do? Almost always, you will find 2 things. The worst case is less likely than it felt, and even if it came, you would cope. You would handle it, one step at a time, the way you have handled hard things before. A fear you look at calmly shrinks. A fear you run from grows in the dark. So take your biggest worry and write down the honest worst case. Then write down what you would do if it happened. Who you would call. What first step you would take. You are not inviting the disaster. You are robbing it of its power. A worst case with a plan beside it is no longer a monster. It is just a problem, and you have always been able to face problems. 6th, remember that you have survived every hard day so far. Take a moment and look back at your life. Think of the things you were once terrified of, the losses, the changes, the days you were sure you could not get through. And yet, here you are. You got through all of them. Your record of surviving difficult days is 100%. Worry whispers that you will not be able to cope with the future. But your whole past is the evidence that you can. You are more resilient than your anxious mind believes. You have carried hard things before, and you are still here, still walking. Whatever comes, the same strength that carried you this far will still be there. So when you fear you could not handle what is coming, remind yourself of one hard thing you already survived. Say it plainly. I got through that, and I did not think I could. Let your own history be your proof. You are not facing the future as someone weak and untested. You are facing it as someone who has already survived a great deal. 7th, and finally, trade what if for what is. Listen to the voice of worry, and you will hear 2 words again and again. What if? What if it all goes wrong? What if I fail? What if? Those 2 words are a doorway into 1,000 imaginary futures, and almost none of them are real. So gently trade them for 2 different words. What is? What is actually true right now? What is actually true right now? What is actually in front of me today? What is the one small thing I can do next? What if lives in a future that does not exist yet? What is lives in the present, where your real life is actually happening? Keep coming back to what is, and worry slowly loses its grip. So each time you catch a what if, pause and answer with a what is. What if everything falls apart? Becomes, what is true is that right now I am okay. Then do the next small, real thing in front of you. Wash the cup. Take the walk. Send the message. Real life is built out of small present actions, never out of imagined future fears. So, gently, let's gather it together. Most of what you worry about never happens. You cannot control the future, only today. Worry is not preparation. The present moment is usually fine. Name the worst case and make a plan. Remember that you have survived every hard day so far, and trade what if for what is. Worry will still visit you. That is part of being human and being someone who cares. But you do not have to believe its frightening stories, and you do not have to follow it into every imagined future. You only have to come back, again and again, to this day, to this breath, to the one real life that is happening now. Here is one last thought to carry with you. Imagine for a moment the quiet cost of a worried life. A life spent so busy bracing for storms that never come that you forget to feel the sunshine that is actually here. The bills you feared, that arrived and were paid. The conversations you dreaded, that turned out fine. The futures you lost sleep over, that simply never happened at all. Worry promised to protect that life, and instead it quietly stole pieces of it. So let this be your gentle reminder. The future will take care of itself, one real day at a time, the same way it always has. Your job is not to carry every tomorrow at once. Your only job is this one, good ordinary day. If this helped you, hit subscribe and like. It really helps the channel. Take care of yourself this week.